All right, so first thing, I'm not even gonna go into command today. I'm just gonna go straight to DocuSign. So I'm gonna go realestate.docusign.com to get there directly. So just go on over there. And I'm gonna use Deb's account today, just for example here. I actually don't have a DocuSign account. All right, so once you're in here, you're gonna see this tab up here called My Docs. So you're gonna click on that. And this is where you can manage all your form templates. You'll see there's a whole area right here. So you wanna go into this area. Instead of going add here, you wanna go over here first. All right, so I do have a bunch of them kind of already in here just from previous classes, but I'll show you how to get one started. So you're just gonna hit this big button up here at the top right. And then it has the libraries loaded in here with all the KW forms and everything. So you can pull these and add them so you can, I feel like this monitor is like blocking me. So you can click here, just select the library or the group. It might be easier to do group actually. And then you click this drop down and you'll see they're all kind of categorized by listings, buyers and rentals, and for each state as well. So I'll just start with the buyer forms. And I'll grab this one, the mass mandatory real estate form, and I'm gonna just select use. So unfortunately, you can only do one form at a time, but in the long run, it will save you time when you're going to send contracts. You can kind of send them a little bit quicker and not have to type in all this info. So you can see I just hit this little pencil right here because I want to change my template name just so it's easier to find. So I'm going to just say, I'm going to call this agency buyers. And then hit the little green check mark. And then down here, I'm going to just fill this out as much as I can as if I'm the agent. So I'm just going to pretend like I'm Deb today. So I'm going to select the bubbles. And then we're going to say Deborah Hayes. Then I put her license number here, but I don't know that. Salesperson. And then you'll see at this point, I have my consumer names. I'm obviously going to leave those blank because that will change every time. But these bubbles won't change. And this information won't change either. And then also I can check these buyer bubbles ahead of time as well. So that will stay in my template, but I can't do anything else. And I'll show you how to apply these when you're going to send it and kind of show you how it actually states the time there. Let me just rename my template so I can remember this is the right class. Save that, and then we'll save right here. And then I would go through and kind of do that same process for the next form. So maybe it might be a good idea to do all your buyer forms at once and then all your seller forms at once, just so you're not like going back and forth and trying to figure out, you know, what you already did. So we'll go group and we'll go buyer forms. And maybe I'll just do this other required one, the offer. And I'll rename it to So obviously stuff here like buyer names, seller names, we can leave that blank because that's always going to change. And then we can check our bubbles off here. So, you know, I can type in the agent, the base, on behalf of, leave that blank for the buyer names. And a lot of this stuff is gonna be blank, obviously, because it's an offer. So you'll just kind of go through and type the stuff that you would always type there. And you could make a template for like an offer that is cash or an offer that's a mortgage, and then kind of figure out your additional terms and stuff. So you kind of have like a standard for each like type of offer, so you can quickly apply that to your form when you're ready to send it. But I would kind of fill out everything and just hit save and close. And then before I show you how to apply these, I'll show you, since I did do the agency disclosure, this is confusing because I have other ones. I should have deleted those, but here's the one from today. We did the agency disclosure for the buy side. You would have to make one for the sell side, so you can apply each one. So you would just go form template back here, group, and we'd go listing forms for Mass, grab that same form, and then I'll just rename it to, oops. All right, and then I kind of do that same process. So I would check the bubbles. Let's see, designated seller. We'll go Deborah. Check these bubbles too. And then, so once I'm done with that, I'll save it. And then I'll show you how to apply the signatures in 1 second. But save and close up here. And then kind of go through the rest of them. And a trick that might help you guys, not really a trick, more of like a resource. Let me just put my screen around here. Is on the dashboard, I'll show you. We have a cheat sheet for each type of transaction. So down here, you'll see Mass buyer forms, cheat sheet, and then the Mass seller forms, and then there's New Hampshire in there too. But say I'm going through all my templates and maybe I need like a little refresher on like what to put in a certain spot in the form. You can click on the form here. There's a little packet that Mark prepared that is kind of like all pre-filled in with little helpful tips, and it will show you now buyer agent name, the license number, buyer names. So this kind of goes, this is a long packet. We also have hard copies. If you guys ever want hard copy, just let us know. But these can kind of help if you're a newer agent and you're not familiar with the forms, or if you just need a little refresher. So, yeah, I love these. Like they have in here the lead paint when seller has no knowledge, and then a version when the seller does have knowledge of lead paint, and you know where to check off and initial and everything. So now let me go here, and you guys have any questions so far?
I actually do run templates for each.
Yeah.
And the only question I have is when I, you can the full name for the buyer side of the seller, whichever side you represent. So when I'm doing that, and I want to use the and sign in between, will the and sign automatically go at the end of the first full name, or?
That's a good question. Oh, like if you have, do you have them in command with the and sign and then you pull it and then?
The signature is different. They don't give you two specific fields
Yeah.
Just give me the-
Oh, like the full name field, the one that
Yeah,
it
so
populates.
you just- you have to put
Oh.
the full name in. So that's good. Because what I
yeah.
did is just put the each name on 2 different lines.
Yeah, I would probably do them separately just because if it's pulling, no, that's it. I'll have to try it and see,
Yeah.
and then I'll let you know. Let me make a little note so I don't forget.
Well, what I did was I just put the end sign saying at the end of the line. So it's in the-
Oh yeah, I like it. Yeah, wait, okay. Just write a little marker. How are you guys doing on Zoom there? Awesome. Let's make this nice. Okay. So now to apply it, I'm actually just going to go to a room in her command. I'll just pull up a test room. Let me find one that's got me in it or something. We'll use this buyer one. So let me go to documents. Just get rid of these. All right, so normally when you come into your room in DocuSign, it looks like this. It will bring you right to this area when you click into here from command. So normally you kind of do the same step. You hit add and hit DocuSign forms, and then this box comes up here. And I always suggest, go to your groups because that makes it easier because all the forms are organized in there. So I'll click on the buyer forms for Mass. And I'll select the forms that I want to add, and you'll see this little drop down under template pops up, and I can select this. And let's see, I think this is the one. This might be the one from today. So I'll just click that to automatically apply it. And then same thing with this Mass mandatory form. I'm going to hit the little drop down and find the template that I just made. So that's why it's kind of important to name it in this case buyers, because you want to make sure you're putting the bubbles in the right places and everything. So we'll click that, and then we'll hit add selected. And let's see, something with that offer template I made. Let me see if maybe it's because I had let me use that old one. I use that same process to make. So, templates for everything. Oh, okay. Just leave it like that. It's fine. And then, so when I open them, it's going to have all that data that's static already on there. I'll just show you. So pretty much all I would need to do, instead of typing in all this stuff every single time, is just go in and type in my buyer names. So say I'm Deb's buyer, I'll just have to do that and then hit save and close. And then just say I just want to send this one form right now. I'm going to check that off, and I'm going to hit my little pen to create the envelope. I'll show you, let's say, we'll call this, let's see, disclosure. And then we'll add recipient. And on this form, we need both Deb and the client, Ashley, to sign it. So we're going to do, I started using pre-tagged roles. I used to always use room participants, and I would always show that in class, but I kind of like pre-tagged roles a little bit more now. And I'll show you why. So I'm going to select the buyer agent, and I'm going to go over here and match it up to who that is. So that will be Deb. And the buyer one is going to be me. Hopefully I'm in here. If I'm not, I can just add myself manually. we'll keep it as me, and I'll show you how to manually add it. So if you don't have the person in your recipients, you can just leave it like this and hit add selected. And then they'll pop up right here, and then you can just type in the person's name. So we'll add me here. But normally this would pull in from your command when you're adding them as a contact, and then you link them to this opportunity. It all kind of like syncs over, but this was probably just a test. And I like to leave the agent always as number 1, and then the client as number 2. Some people do it differently. I know Blood Team, they actually do everybody as 1. So just kind of depends on your preference there. That just affects the order of who gets to sign. So we'll just send it to me. So let me move you over here, Steve. And we're gonna hit next. And with pre-tagged roles, what it does is it auto-populates your signature fields, so you don't have to click and drag them over. So if I scroll down, there should already be stuff there. So, and this is like, I guess the issue sometimes I've seen is it's not placed correctly. So you might just have to go like this when you're in here, but I guess it's better than going back and forth and dragging in fields. That can be a little time consuming.
Wait, did we have to set up the pre-tag role, or is that already in there?
That's already in there, yeah, because DocuSign has like all the little fields mapped out to where, the agent has to sign, where the clients have to sign. So it will automatically place, my signature as the client where I should sign. And then if there's no buyer too, since I didn't check that off on the last step, it doesn't populate a signature. So that can save you a lot of clicks and a lot of time. So now pretty much all I have to do is just hit send. And then it's going to take me into the area where Deb can sign it. So you'll see needs my signature. So we'll just click on this. We'll just click sign. Continue. And then since I was set as number 2, it won't send to me until Deb clicks finish right here. So we'll just send that. And then I can actually open my email and we'll sign it. You can see what it's like from the client's end. Please DocuSign. There's the review. And then once I'm done, by default, Deb will get an email, Ashley has signed, and then it will also attach that document to that email. But then if I go back into the room here and I go to documents, it will be in this area. It takes like a minute or so for it to like fully load, but it's going to have a little green PDF icon. And then I would take that and put that into command into the documents checklist there. So what do you guys think? Do you think that's going to save you time when you're sending contracts? And
100%.
so yeah, it just takes a little while to set it up. So maybe set aside like, I don't know, like a half an hour or so. It's not too bad, but it will save you some time. So any questions or anything? Awesome. Oh yeah. Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, that was a nice simple class. I feel like that's a pretty easy one. But if you guys have questions, if you're like